Today we're going to be tying the Santa Baby. This is a attractor pattern that I love to use during the winter. We're going to be tying this on a size 14 hook today, and I've got on here a 2.8 millimeter tungsten bead. And I'm going to be using this Danville red thread. This is in 140 denier. So after I start my wraps right behind this bead head, I'm going to wrap just to the point of this hook and clip off my tag end. And once I've got to this point, I'm going to go ahead and tie in the tail here. For the tail, we're going to be using Grizzly Hackle fibers. So I'm going to preen off about 6 to 7 of these. I know a Betis has typically 3 tails. I always like to go heavier as far as quantity on tails because these hackle fibers will come off through use. They're not the most durable, and it's good to, the fish can't count anyway. So just to have something with a little more volume back here is going to make this fly last a bit longer. So I do like to add additionally 1 wrap underneath the tail after I get those secured in. That helps them prevent fouling around the hook. And after I've got that tail tied in, I'm going to go ahead and tie in this red UTC ultra wire. This is a medium thickness, and it seems fairly large for this type of fly. And honestly, it is, but it really helps add body to this fly because there's no other body that we're using besides the thread here. So we're just building up a thread and wire body to this fly. And once I've worked my way back to the bead, I'll go ahead and start the wraps. Usually I can get 3 to 4 wraps around before I get up to the bead of this fly. And that'll give it a nice ribbing profile. You don't need these to be super close together. Again, it is thick wire, so it's going to fill that space. And we'll go ahead and secure this wire off, and then we're going to helicopter it to break it off clean. All right, now that's all broken off, I'm going to go ahead and tie in the collar. So for the collar, I'm going to use 2 pieces of Peacock Hearl, and I like to break off that last tip, about 1.5 inches of the tips of these. Those are the most fragile pieces, so if you tie in there and you start wrapping, they might break on you. So we'll tie in at a stronger piece, or at a stronger segment on this Peacock Hearl. And I'm going to tie in just to that first wrap that's first wire wrap that's closest, and then start making wraps with this Peacock Hearl. 2 wraps is pretty much all you need to get a nice fluffy collar. And then we'll go ahead and secure this down and cut these Hearls off. And again, the collar, I don't like it to be too far down the body, because as this fly gets wet and is moving in the water, it's going to lay down a little bit anyway, so it'll cover up more space than it seems like it does here. And to finish this fly off, I'm going to add just a little bit of Sally Hansen's Hard as Nails as a head cement. We'll add that to the thread and then whip finish. This gives a really, really clean whip finish. It's a lot better than trying to add head cement after the fact, which would typically just get absorbed by the Peacock Hearl and then gunk up and look all nasty. So this is a really clean finish to this fly. And that is all there is to it, guys. Let's go see how it fishes.
All right, guys. Out of Arkansas, it's January 9th. It's about 30 degrees out. You can see most of the river. It is iced over. So it's pretty much a hunt for pods of fish. They pretty much stack up with each other at this time of year. So there's large sections of pretty vacant water, and then you'll find them holding together in some of the deeper spots. So that's where I'm headed, to this little hole down here. And I've got on a red Santa Baby, my bead-headed fly of the winter. It's been really successful for me. and I'm fishing it below a Dorsey yarn indicator. Let's see here. This ice is pretty thick, so it's safe. I'm gonna give this hole a whip and see if we can't connect with some fish. This fly is sitting about, I don't know, 3 feet below that yarn indicator, so it's not a terribly deep hole. It should be long enough to get down to where the fish are. Here's one. Right. Right at the corner of that eddy. Alright, I see pretty good. This is the fastest part of this little eddy, so the current's kind of coming. Well, I try not to have to handle this fish. Let's see, get my hands a little bit wet. Yeah, I'm gonna just flip him. Okay. Alright, he took that Santa baby right there. Get this guy. There we go. Alright. And he's off. Whew. Hands are wet. It's gonna be cold the rest of this little outing. May not be very long, but it was a beautiful day out. Nice overcast skies. Got the fish hopefully a little more active. That was my 4th or 5th cast. See if we can do it again. All right, finally. It's a nice little brown. And he also took the Santa baby. Got hands wet here. Try not to keep this guy out too long because they can freeze as well in these cold temps. Okay. There's that fly. Flies out. And take a quick look at him. And he's back. Whew. Time to warm up the hands. Take a break. Alright, we're going to give this eddy a shot. Nice and good. Should we get out to where that lower shelf starts? Clear up these guides. Alright. There it is. Ooh, nice fish. Really nice fish. Get him out from under that shelf. Oh yeah. All right. Look at that beauty. Get my hands wet on the snow. I'm not gonna get that close to the water. But, all right, got my hands wet. Get the fly out. Oh, he really took it. There's that Santa baby again, right there. Okay, Santa baby's out. Beautiful, beautiful brown. Get him back in. Little toss and he's away. He's good.